Game of the week. Texas going to Athens, Georgia. Georgia's 6.5-point favorites. They have the hot hand going into this one, in my opinion, Jackson. This is a playoff eliminator for Texas. You lose this one, you're out of the CFP. You're coming off a big win against Vanderbilt where you controlled the game for the majority of the time. But Texas in the last 3 games have been decided by a touchdown or less. Had to come back against Mississippi State and then got a last-second field goal against Kentucky and against Vanderbilt where they gave up 21 in the last 10 minutes of play. Who you got in this one?
I want to go with Texas so bad, but at the same time, I got to look at both these teams. And, Georgia's just been impressive on the run game on offense, obviously. We saw it against Mississippi State last week. And, third down percentage is looking good for the Bulldogs. They're 17th in the nation. But Texas, they know how to stop the run. That's something I've noticed about them.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically stomped a mud hole up Vanderbilt's butt a couple weeks back. And that win over Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry, I thought to myself, Texas is basically showing us they can win out. I would not be surprised if they do. And if any year is a good year to beat Georgia, this year would be a good time to do so. I mean, I know Georgia usually doesn't lose at home, but then again, they lost against Bama at home. They tend to get it over Texas real quick, but maybe this year's the year Texas gets it done. But as of right now, I think I'm going with Georgia in a 28-24 fashion.
Here's my thing about Texas. They have not played a complete half of football, or they have not played a complete game of football in a while. Yes. Their rushing offense is one of the worst in the SEC. Their rushing offense is nothing like they were last year. And you were expecting much better from guys like Trey Wisner and C.J. Baxter coming back from injury. Trey Wisner's not the same back that he was last year. He's not. No. But the way that I think that they get back into this football game is creating explosive plays. They did it against Vandy. Whenever you have a big 75-yard touchdown from Ryan Wingo, who goes all the way there, but you have to target him more. You've got to spread the football around. Emmett Mosley is going to play a big role in this football game. You better watch out for DeAndre Moore on go routes. You got to watch out for what Arch Manning can do. They're going to force turnovers in this football game. Make no mistake about that. The question is, can Texas counter off of that compared to what they did last year against Georgia in DKR? This time they get to go on the road for it. Can you finally snatch a win in this one? I think how Gunnar Stockton, he is playing so good of football at this point in the season. He may very likely be one of those guys that goes under the radar when it comes to the Heisman conversation, and I don't think he's going to get the same love. But guys, he's a really good quarterback. When you talk about 22 total touchdowns on the season right now, look at what he did last week. Didn't play his cleanest game, but did enough and created enough big plays so that Georgia could win the football game and pull away after a slow start. If Georgia gets off to a slow start, you can't do that. Go ask Vanderbilt 2 weeks ago. They got off to a slow start and got down 17-0 by the end of the quarter. You can't do that against this Texas team that can bust you in the mouth defensively. But I think Georgia gets that out of their system. I think they buckle down on defense and they create big plays. I think they force a lot of pressure on Arch Manning. They're going to load the box and they're going to dare Arch Manning to try to chuck the football down the field against the secondary. I think Georgia has their way, and I think they shut down Texas. I think they cover by 10.
Wow.
I'm that confident about Georgia, dude. I think they're a very hot team right now in the SEC, and they're nobody's talking about them as much as compared to teams like Bama or Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you got Kirby Smart as your head coach. I mean, he's got that Saban magic.
There is nobody better in the SEC right now that is creative with, game day preparation like Kirby Smart. There is nobody that I think can do it better than he does.